How is the business advisory ecosystem, effectively structured to help build the trust and transparency required to connect viable small businesses with today's somewhat suspicious, maybe wealthy, but yet reluctant financiers? Say for instance, I want to expand my small fish farm by small scale aquaculture into maybe processing and exportation, and I clearly need funds to do that. How appropriate, I beg your pardon, would it be to explore maybe a network of angel investors or crowdfunding platforms to grow my business? Does the structure of my business determine the finance options open to me?
Now, that's a very vital question. When it comes to financing or funding businesses, especially in this part of the world, Nigeria here, we must understand that there is a critical thing there. There are things you must meet. There are criteria that you have to meet before an angel investor or a bank or whatever institution is ready to, options you have on the table. There are criteria that they look at. For example, you want to secure a loan from Bank of Industry. Bank of Industry has criteria that you must meet. And most of these criteria you cannot meet on your own. That's why you need a BDSP to help you go through these things and make sure you are well positioned and help you with all the documentation and everything you need. Now, the thing is this. Many of us do not have proper financial documentations. Now, that's one of the major things. You might have registered with all the CAC and everything, institution you need to register with, everything on point. But before an investor looks at you the second time, they want to see your books properly done. They want to make sure that you are not one that when this funding comes, the first thing is you go and marry another wife, or you go and buy a brand new car and begin to show everybody we just got our Series A funding and we're good. So that's where the challenge is. The trust between the investor and the entrepreneur, it has to be properly built. And so in Nigeria, when we begin to focus on the proper things, the key performance indexes, and we are, we tailor make our business to fit into these things, we will not have these challenges or these problems. Now, one thing I'm going to say again is, when you go to get loans from probably BOA, BOI, or any financial institution, banks and all that, you want to get funding from them. They might ask you for a collateral. You want to get a 10 million naira fund, they're asking you to bring 20% down payment, and you do not have it. Now, I like what the federal government has done. The National Credit Guarantee Corporation is taking is taking away 40%, basically. No, that's 60%. They've been able to take away 60%. Government has pumped in funding into that for you to be able to access 50% of that. So it remains 40%. And if your books now are not right, in which we found out that many people, even 40%, they still cannot meet up. Why? Because their books are not right. So an angel investor wants to come to you. Every business from inception, whether you are a startup or you are already in business, you must make sure that your books are right, everything, your documentation is right, even to your address, your personality, then your knowledge of the business. Your knowledge of the business is very key. If I see that you are making money from your business and all that, and your knowledge of that business is not standard, chances are that down the line, you will lose that business to someone who has more knowledge, who has gone for more capacity building, who has developed themselves, and is taking advantage of what we call probably the tech or the micro shifts of the market or the cultural nuances that we have right now. Anybody who's paying attention to that might outrun you in your business. Perhaps they might even start after you because they saw you start it. But if they pay attention to these things, they will run you out of business, and an investor will always pay attention to them.